video. I'm not going to lie, I've just signed up for Side Plus. I'm a big Sidemen fanboy, you guys know this. You guys know this. And I've realised there seems to be more updates to the microphone recently. And I don't know why, right? It's actually both a good and a bad thing. So, usually, I'm hearing this side in this ear, and this side in this ear. And then when I go to do the audio, I have to switch it. Now, I'm hearing this side, in this side, and this side, in this side. Which doesn't make sense, but it means when it comes to doing the audio, I don't have to change it. Good thing. Right, something I noticed on my last video. Secondly, I have to go into my sound settings every time I record a video. Because the levels get set at 50%, not 100%. And I hate having to shoot the volume up. It does my head in. Anyway, today's video is going to be another little video detailing my Sunday League experience this weekend. But before we get into it, we are going to have some extra refreshers tropical flavour. Now ignore my fingers, I've had a very anxious week where I just sat and chomped my fingers for 3 days. I know it's bad for me, but I don't care. It's very stressful. Anyway, I don't consume too much chewing gum anymore, boys. It seems to give me really bad ulcers. And I know I keep going through loads of mints and chewing gum and shit like that. And I think it's the aspartame. Is it the aspartame? Is that what they call it? Let's have a look. Fuck, that's small. Aspartame. There we go. I think it's that causes, it sort of dries your mouth out a little bit. So I've got 3 pieces. I'm only going to put 2 in, and then maybe 1 in a little while, depending on how long we ramble for. But with that being said, why has Becky sent me messages? So yeah, I'm going to detail this Sunday League game. I sort of want to set out the format where I tell you the score and then I explain it. So, and I want to sort of rate myself out of 10 every weekend to see how well I did. So the score, we lost 4-3, which I think is a decent result. We could have won the game. We should have won the game. We didn't win the game. That's that. I'm going to rate myself a 5 out of 10 this weekend. 5 out of 10. So, we start by saying that we played against Codner, a team where their first team that they played on, because we played them pre-season, it was the one that Cal the Dragon was in. Their first half team absolutely battered us, it did. And then they changed their team completely on the second half. And then we lumped them, and we won 5-4. However, this weekend, it was just going to be their first team. Cal the Dragon no longer plays. We both turned up. We had quite a good showing this weekend, to be fair. Quite a lot of people turned up. Number 1. Well, that's sweet. Number 2. But yeah, so start off the game. I want to say we sort of dominated the game a little bit. No, we didn't. No, we started off dominating the game. They then had a nice ball played through. He picks it up. It was going out, to be fair to him. And our defender, and I mean this, places a hand on his back. Doesn't push him. Just sort of goes up to him and goes like that. Right? Which you do anyway. My guy drops to the floor. And we're like, that's risky anyway. Like, why would you do it? But it's not a pen. Anyway, the ball then goes out. About what felt like about 8 years later, the ref blows his whistle because their manager's gone mad going, how's that not a penalty? Did you not see his hand in the back? He's pushed him. Bear in mind, this weekend, the ref, dog shite. Absolute dog shite. I'm telling you now, he is the worst referee I think I've ever seen ref a game in my life. Poor. The standard was like down there. Anyway, about 2 years later, he blows his whistle and goes, penalty. And we're like, are you mad? You've just like let play go on. Like, the ball's on how to fucking play. The keeper's gone to fucking edge it, and now you've given a penalty because one guy's screaming at you on the fucking touchline. Are you mad? Dickhead ref. Dickhead ref. Anyway, they scored the penalty, and we're like, don't lose our heads because that is such a shit goal to concede. No less than about 5 minutes later, we're passing and moving quite nicely. Ball gets played into the right winger, Kenneth. He dribbles around a few players, goes to hit it, but guy puts his foot in the way. Kenneth straight over. Penalty. And I mean, is it soft? I don't think it was soft. I think it's one of those where it should be a penalty, but some refs won't give it. But because of the first penalty that was given, it has to be given, you know. And it was. Fair enough. Up steps your boy. I have the ball, and a guy called Ivan, who I didn't realise, so last week we played the first game of the season, this is the second game of the season. I wasn't there last week because I was at work, so I couldn't really do much. But apparently he took 2 penalties last weekend and scored 2 penalties last weekend. So after the match I was told, like, I'm surprised he gave you the penalty. But I just stepped up and was like, I'm scoring this. And boy did I score it, mate. When I say finesse top bins, I mean upper echelon, like fucking stanchion level. Banging penalty. I came away and I was like, 1-0. And I'm thinking, right, let's push on. We can do this. Even if Harvey Elliott's going out in an ambulance. That's relevant because he's just been snapped. Anyway. We go 2-1 down. And I'm like, from kick-off. And I mean, ball's passed, wingers legged it, ball's been punted, defender's not cleared it, he's slotted it away. And I'm like, we've just put in all this effort to win a penalty and score it. For the defenders just to fuck off and not do no. Not happy. Just before half time, 3-1. I want to shoot myself. Now, I'm saying this right now, I didn't have a good game. We played 4-2-3-1, I'm going to go. Because it definitely wasn't a 4-3-3. Like, I was midfield again, not winger. And it wasn't good. Like, my passes were horrendous. Like, the pitch, the grass was about that long, I'm not going to lie to you guys. It was dreadful. And it was wet. Which means it was like both fizzing and just stopping in random places. It was hard to run on. It was hard to pass on. It was hard to concentrate. But I still had a bad game. It was a poor game from me. Outside of that. But I scored a banging penalty. Second half comes, well, half time comes, and I'm like, look. I shout at the goalkeeper, I'm like, look. When you collect the ball, you can't just stand there for 6 seconds and wait for everyone to get back into position. Because you're letting their defence and their midfield just reset. And what they're doing is when they collect it, they've got 3 men that are legging it forward. They're booting it, getting straight past our defence. and creating chances. We need to do what they're doing because their defence is just as shite and they don't have a goalkeeper. Their goalkeeper was called Tank. Now, if you follow Godner, you'll know that Tank is just a club legend. Not a very good goalkeeper. Although I think he made some good saves. But we need to be testing the goalkeeper. We need to be testing their defence. We need to be putting the ball behind and running into it. I might add we didn't do all game. Other than maybe 3 chances, and I'll speak about them now. So I'm berating the guy. I'm like, look, when you pick it up, don't just go. Actually do something with it. Like, there's 3-4 of us that are wanting to attack. And you're just not giving us a chance. Because you're letting them get back into position, the ball's punted and it's zoofed back. Because no one challenges for it. So we know if we know no one's going to jump up and head it, because no one fucking wants to head it, then we need to think about other options. Either passing it out wide, which is fine, but again, it's got to be done quick. Otherwise, it's just going to get a marker man. So I started shouting at him, and I was like, oh, I hate shouting at him. Because things just don't go in. Anyway, I'm a bit fed up at that point. I'm like, it needs to be faster. The midfield was horrendous. Adam starts the game, goes off after about 12 minutes because of an ankle injury, and I'm like, oh. And there's just 2 people in midfield that I don't know what they were. I don't know what they were there for. We might as well not have had them. Anyway, the second half, we start it. Next thing you know, this goalkeeper shouting, and I'm like, fucking love that. Communicate, class. He's coming out and catching balls, and I'm like, who's this man? He's picking up a ball, looking up straight away. Where can I play it? Right, Luke, legging it, bang, gone. Kenneth runs down the wing, gone. The ball's being played, and we're creating chances, and I'm like, that's what we've asked for. Thank you, you've listened. And you know what? Fair play to him. He made like 3 or 4 class saves in that second half. So it's 3-1, second half. Our left back, so I was playing left wing, our left back, I didn't really get on with him, I'm not going to lie, I don't know who it was. This guy called Joe just turned up. Apparently he signed on, so he signed on. Haven't seen him any point up until this second game of the season, but he signed on, so it's fine. Anyway, he somehow picks the ball up and thinks, I can see Kenny's making a run, so I'm just going to oof it. And it does go right through to Kenny, who takes 1 touch, near post, bang. Great finish, Kenneth. Fucking beautiful. Kenneth, you're class. That was a class finish. Love it. I'm thinking, right, so the one time we've played a ball in behind to a winger just running onto it, we've scored a goal. Why can these people not understand this? That's how we're scoring goals, because we're faster and getting behind. Whereas what seemed to be happening a lot is it's just going into the striker's feet. They're hoping for a miracle. And it's just not getting anywhere. They're taking 3, 4, 5, 6 touches trying to get around players, trying to bully him off the ball. And then when I talk about this goalkeeper wasn't a goalkeeper, he's not a goalkeeper. We should be testing him. These strikers, / cam, / wherever they wanted to play, because they both seem like strikers to me, they were just leathering the ball. And I mean fucking thundercunting it. And I'm like, you're doing that. If it's on target, it's a goal. But you haven't hit a shot on fucking target. They're like this. I'm like, just get it on target and it's a goal, because he's not a goalkeeper, he's not going to save him. It's going to bobble on this fucking ground. It's going to zip on the fucking wet grass. Just hit it at the goal. Oh, it frustrated me so much. Because they're just like basic shit. Do you know what I mean? Anyway. And the one time that we do play a nice pass, throw on defence, we score a goal because of it. Because he's not a goalkeeper and he can't save it. We're pushing on now. They've gone 5 at the back. They went 5 at the back in Sunday League. Can you believe that? Fucking 5 at the back. Dickheads. Anyway, They're soaking up the pressure. We're goals. Yet again, ball gets played through to Kenny. Kenny's a bit wide at this point, so thinks I can't hit it. Cuts back, plays it across. Tom scores. He's in the right position. He hasn't thunder grunted it. He's hit the ball on target and it's gone in. And it's 3-3. And I'm like, fucking get it, lads. Anyway, by that point, I was absolutely dying. Like I say, I hadn't necessarily played well myself. I felt very isolated, not knowing who the left back was. Also not knowing the midfielders. Also not being able to communicate with the strikers. What can I do? So I come off. Addy comes on. Not for me, I think he was already on anyway. Ball gets played in behind. Addy takes 5, 6, 7 touches. And we like pass it across and he hits it and it goes wide and I'm like, oh. Happens again. Adam's back on the pitch now. His ankle's not feeling too bad. We whack him back on the pitch. It's all good. This is like 75th, 80th minute. And we're like, oh my god, we're going to score, we're going to win. To play the ball through. Same thing happens. Addy takes 3, 4, 5 touches. He had maybe 3 or 4 opportunities where he could have passed and should have passed. But he's just too eyes on the ball. And I'm getting frustrated. They hoof the ball up. They hoof the ball up. Keeper goes, keepers! And I'm like, fucking yes, keeper, you demand it. Centre back fucking nods it down. Straight into Adam's feet. And I'm thinking, there's a centre back there. And there's Adam. And there's about 4 of the opposition players surrounding him. Why have you not listened to your keeper and just let the ball go? Second of all, why have you headed it to a geezer that's just got players around him? No one then tells Adam, man on. He gets dispossessed, they run through and score. So frustrating that we were this close to winning games. With our team as well. Not the best team ever. But we could have potentially beaten Condor again. They were capitulating at the back. Things were coming our way. Then one hoofed ball. Miscommunication. Poor clearance. Concede goals. Where have I heard that before? Oh, every goal we concede. We all heard the keeper shout keepers. He should have literally gone, okay. Ball goes over, catch. It was literally as simple as that, but no. He decided to pedal back, nod it forward, and it bounced like 5 yards in front of him. Adams then got the ball. 4 or 5 players around him. Dispossessed, conceded. Fuming. Absolutely fuming. So we lost 4-3. Like I say, I know I didn't play well. There's a multitude of factors to that. I'm not saying that I was incredible. I was not. I think other than the penalty, don't think I had a shot on target. But again, I felt like I was a little bit isolated on the wing. At one point I did play Cam. It was okay. And at one point, I was fuming. I picked up the ball in the middle of the pitch. And there's 3 defenders, me, and I can see Kenneth running. And I'm like, I take a couple of touches. And I'm like, I need to play this when he's on the just way before the defender so the liner doesn't fucking... We had like 17 offsides, by the way. Half of which were blatantly not offside. This is what I mean by the ref was shoddy. Addy ran past 2 players after the ball was played. It was fizzed across like that. He ran past 2 players. He like ran bang, because he's rapid. Lino. Ref goes, offside. Are you stupid? These things in your face, called your eyes, you need to use them. Because everyone here, right now, has just witnessed this geezer run past 2 players to get to the ball. How could he be offside? Stupid. Anyway, I'm in the midfield. I play a ball through to Kenny. It's horrendous. The one time I could have played a nice through ball, I scuff it, and it sort of pings off the top of my ankle, just flies. Kenny don't get there. Fuming. Now, again, there are a multitude of issues to this team at the minute. One of which, Adam and Tom have some sort of like rivalry going on. Like they're in the pitch just arguing with each other. That's their own thing. Tom's like, Adam, you shit, you need to just stop shouting at people. And Adam's like, you need to fucking grow up and learn how to kick a ball straight and actually get involved with the team when you're on the pitch. And I'm fully in support of Adam, by the way, because Adam's good. Tom is not. It's not bad. That's the thing, it's not bad. It just doesn't do what you need him to do at the times you need him to do it. But he's certainly not bad. He's got a good pass on him. He's nice and physical. He just doesn't utilise it. That's the frustrating part. I think that's why Adam gets so vexed. It's because it's there. You're a player, just do it. Do you know what I mean? And then there just seems to be this massive miscommunication between like me, Adam, Kenny and Addy this weekend at the very least. And probably like this then involves like Stu and Ewan, who are like defenders. We just have this massive like divide between us and like the Romanian lot, because I genuinely think 3 of them don't speak English, like not a word. We had one guy called Dominic who turned up. I think the only words he knew were "you are shit," because he said that to me about 3 times. Not that he did anything himself. I'd understand it. Like I say, I was having a bad game, so I didn't really take it to heart. I was like, fair play. I would have probably done better there. But when he also doesn't do anything, if he's not making the runs in behind, if he's not coming short and going and like creating space, he's literally just sat with a defender on him. I'm going to pass it in, he's going to lose it in a second. Like, so yeah, he decides at about 70 minutes in. He only came on at like 40 minutes, maybe a bit later than that. Oh, he also turned up without any football boots, by the way. He turned up, I haven't got no boots. Or someone had to tell Brownie that he didn't have any boots. He's swearing in Romanian and then just walks off the pitch and says, "Not playing." And we're like, "What?" He's like, "Not playing no more. You're shit. All the shit. No one pass." And I'm like, maybe people aren't passing to you, which they definitely are, because I've seen multiple balls being played into you. But maybe you're also having a bad game because you're not creating anything. You're the focal point up top. You either need to be running in behind, where you can then shoot, or you need to create space and come short so that the wingers can play off you, which again, nothing was happening with. But anyway, all in all, a bunch of okay individual performances. A game we actually, on the balance of things, should have won. But again, we lose. And it's taken out of me. Because I put so much effort in. I'm knackered, I'm hurting, I'm aching like a bitch. And nothing's changed. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I shall catch you later.